Welcome back, everyone, to episode 1 of the North Korea series. And in this series, we want to make North Korea more relevant on the world stage. We want to boost our economy. We want to boost our industrial uh, products or production. Definitely need to increase our agriculture because we are in a somewhat of a food shortage. There's not enough food for the rest of the citizens. So we're going to address that. And overall, just want to boost our economy so we could do more things to benefit the country of North Korea. So one of the first things we're going to do is going to go to the UN and we're going to ask for sanctions to be lifted. So that should help open up our economy. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to modify the salary of the leader. We're going to, let's just make that 14. So I would say 14,595 a month should be good.
My informants report that the temperature in the streets regarding opinion of you is neither hot nor cold, neither hostile nor openly favorable. People seem to have some sort of expectations that we can't manage to fulfill.
Okay.
I feel it necessary to instruct you on the strategy of targeted conquest, which is a simple and effective military option that we can use in the event of expansionist warfare. So, at our headquarters, you can designate one or multiple regions in enemy territory as a target.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is go to labor and we're going to put more people to work and we're going to cut back the funding for employment agencies and unemployment checks. That's going to save us 7 million. And unreported employment, I'm going to invest 2.6 million in that.
I believe I must remind you, here and now, of the various elements that can impact the effectiveness of the infantrymen in combat. So, in no particular order, the strength of the military, the quality of the armaments, the quality of the military education and training, salary levels, the legitimacy of the conflict, of course, especially if the soldier has to defend their homeland on their own soil. Shifts in the conflict, such as territorial gains or losses inflicted on the enemy, weapons suppliers, moral support, including coming from the head of state. One can conclude that at your level, the highest there is, you have the means to impact troop morale.
Okay, so let's go to industry. And like I said, we need to improve on the food production. So let's go to water networks. We're not going to get enough for that. So let's invest 3 million in that, and let's go to farming. And we produce more than enough for cereals. So we're going to privatize that. And then, so I already looked this up ahead of time. So the top products that's contributing the most to our GDP is cereal, potatoes, and rice. So let's see. All right, so we produce enough potatoes, so we're going to privatize that. But we're also, for potatoes, we're going to invest 10 million. Let's go back to cereals. We'll do about, let's do 3 million for cereals. Let's see, corn. We can leave that as is. Rice. So we're going to privatize that also. And we're going to invest about 4 million in that. Okay, so we can look at the vote for lifting sanctions on us, so that should help open up our economy. So it already looks like it's going to be unanimous in our favor. All right, so we have malnutrition. So we're going to go ahead and address
I
that.
must inform you that you can, at your leisure, consult a summary of our files on terrorist groups targeting our country. We will list the principal suspects likely to be leaders of organizations on our soil or to mount a terror operation. This file will expand according to the gathering of intelligence, and data sheets can also be removed if we determine that a suspect no longer poses a danger. By the way, I must tell you that the state's investment in the analysis of data and anti-terrorism will allow us to cross-check our information more quickly. We urge you to consult our file regularly and give us directives if you believe that we need to put a suspect under surveillance or proceed with an arrest.
Okay, so let's go to farming and let's look at fishing. Let's do about 3 million to boost that. Alright, so we're doing well with that. About milk. No, we're not doing well enough. So it looks like it's a workforce problem. So let's bump that up to 30,000 workers. It's going to cost us 115,000. So that's not too bad. And beef. Let's check on that. So we have enough beef. And we're not going to privatize everything. So we'll just invest 1 million in beef. Next is education. So let's max out literacy aids. And let's see, classes for the gifted. I'm going to invest in that heavily. Let's max out general education. And next, let's go to research. So agro food, we're going to max that out. And matter science, human and social science, and energy and environment. We're going to invest, actually, let's do industry, military, and aeronautics. Let's put cybersecurity in that. All right, let's take a look at work. So how many hours? Okay, 40 hours, so that's fine. All right, so we already boosted
Your
our approval.
commitment to
All right, let's rehabilitate 500 homes. Let's take a look at inflation. We're exactly at 2%, so that's fine. All right, so we have a 23% surplus, excess of $3.92 billion. Our public debt is at $6.2 billion.
It would behoove me to provide you with a short summary of the various tactics of our infantry. Firstly, stealth. This is actually viable for all ground units, including armored vehicles. Our soldiers can move clandestinely, which will limit the risk of being shelled or intercepted. They will not take any principal road, and their progress will obviously be slower. Secondly, mines. Each infantry division now has engineering skills and can lay minefields or, conversely, demine an area. A unit that crosses an enemy minefield is subject to losses all through the mined area. Thirdly, fortifications. Our soldiers are trained and equipped to build anti-vehicle lines of defense, trenches or lines of fortification. Anti-tank lines called Dragon's Teeth can stop units as well as destroy them. Trenches can be dug quickly and offer acceptable protection to the troops that are stationed there. Fortified lines take longer to build but are obviously more resistant than trenches. One.
All right, enough of that. All right, I'm not going to deal with healthcare in this episode. So let's go to industry. And let's start boosting raw materials. Alright, so let's boost this up to... Okay, so 3,000. So we're doing that. Let's go to gold. Alright, so we're going to have to hire more. So how much is that going to cost us? 2.9 million. That's fine. Iron. Let's see if we can... Okay, we're going to spend 3 million to subsidize that. Nickel we can't produce. Let's go with silver. So we're going to have to increase the workforce. So let's go with... It's going to cost us 1.4 million, so that's fine. And steel. I'm going to invest 4 million in steel. Alright, where are we with software? Software, we have no... Alright, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's go to computer hardware. So we're going to invest 2 million in computer hardware. Let's go to electronic components. Alright, so we're going to have to hire more. Let's go with another 10,000 workers. That's going to cost us 4.7 million.
The decree takes effect as of today.
After privatizing this sector, it will be hard to say right away whether we will come out on top financially. Selling our shares was definitely a success and will provide money up front, but on the other hand, this was a very dynamic sector that let us bring in substantial profits each year. Hindsight will, of course, be 2020.
The decree takes effect as of today.
Okay, our salary was modified. So I forgot about Secret Service. With Korean Democratic Forces, we're going to place him under surveillance. And we're not concerned with any of these countries. Alright, so we're going to concentrate on the US. We're going to put 125 agents in that country. Political spying, manipulation of social media. And next, we're going to do South Korea. And same thing, 125 agents, industrial spying, political spying, and manipulation. Alright, for some reason that didn't go through. Alright, South Korea. Let's go. Manipulation. Need way more cyber analysts. I'm gonna bump that up to 950. Let's do some agent training. Let's do military. Alright, that's gonna cost 2.8 million. So that's fine.
The decree takes effect as of today. The decree takes effect as of today.
Alright, seniors in danger. We're gonna address that pretty shortly.
I would like to talk to you about
Our team is in place.
The household purses remain desperately empty.
After privatizing.
Okay. Let's look at finance. Alright, so we have 4% growth. And we got inflation down. We even have a $17 billion surplus. So our national debt is going to be completely eliminated by the first quarter. Hopefully.
We have obtained some information on this terror suspect. I urge you to examine his...
After privatizing this.
Alright, so let's look at this guy here. Place him under surveillance.
We've proceeded to discreetly arrest this suspect who is now being placed in isolation. It seems we were right. This was the head of the organization as confirmed by evidence taken from his computer.
Okay, legal employment on decline, so that's good. Let's look at the unemployment rate. So that's dropped some.
This would be a good time to put an end to these antiquated practices that
Okay, let's go to immigration. Of course, no one's trying to really sneak into North Korea. It's more like the other way around. So everything is rigid. Alright. So we're only allowing 174 people into the country for economic reasons. Let's go to family. Nope, legal. So we're gonna drop this down. It's only gonna cost us 269,000.
We could greatly improve our healthcare system if we had a larger budget. I ask.
Alright, let's go to justice. Alright, crime rate is way too high. So we're gonna protect public safety and gonna max out local district police. And we're gonna max out Vice Squad.
I'd like to congratulate you in person for your popularity. The way the country trusts you moves me, and I am happy to work with you now and undoubtedly for many years to come.
Okay, what else can we do? Wow. I didn't know they would be that low. Alright, so let's start on 5G, 4G then. Do 10%. Alright, let's deal with the animal thing. So we're gonna take that away. Rid of that. Alright, so that started.
It's true that the blow cannot really be described as fatal. 2 arrests.
Following our investigation after the arrest of the head of the organization, we have uncovered the chain of command and have dismantled a large portion of the organization. A strong blow to terrorism.
Okay, so looks like we dismantled the terrorist organization already. Let's see. Alright, so let's increase international agents to another 50. And let's deal with the cyber security. Okay, so we're going to max that out.
Our best coders are working around the clock. They will be working closely with manufacturers and national operators. I will get back to you when the networks are undergoing beta testing.
Okay. Let's look at what is our fuel situation. Deuce one and use one. Alright, we don't use oil at all. Oh, if we privatize coal, that'll give us a lot more money. So that added 3.2 billion into our economy. $256, so we'll spend about 15 million in coal.
Our infiltrated agent is on site. His first report confirms that his cell is operational.
Alright, let's put our top agent in. No, that's too far away. I'll wait until South Korea gets situated. So our growth is at just about 6%, and we still haven't touched taxes at all. So company tax is way too high. What if we lowered that to about 20? I'll wait until the next episode. So I think I'm going to end this episode now. You guys can tell me what you think, and I will see you soon.